Hello, I'm going to show you a little bit about Microsoft Visio. I have Visio opened on my desktop right now, and I'm going to click the File tab and open a new drawing. And when you hit this tab, you can see that it already shows you some of the basic functions that you can use Visio for. And I'm going to use a basic flowchart and click a blank option in metric units. If we were doing a cross-functional diagram, we could have selected that. There was options for office layout, etc. So you'll notice that on the very left-hand side of the screen, there are the basic flowchart shapes that show up. So I can begin my drawing by dragging over a shape, and then as soon as that shape is on the screen, when your mouse is hovering over the shape, there are options to continue directly from that shape with your drawing. And I can move along whichever direction I want to go and draw out my diagram. The other option is to continue to drag and drop shapes. I can do that as well. The only negative part of that is that now I will have to connect these shapes by myself for me. I'll do a feedback loop from that option, and I will connect these shapes, and maybe I will ask for an end terminal here. So this one's a little bit longer than I want it to be because I'd rather if this fit on one screen. So I'm just going to drag these back, and I can make these even using the positioning button up here in a second. One thing I do want to mention is that we always need to make sure that we have not left out a input or output. So for example, I have to double check all my decision points and make sure that there are at least 2 outputs from there. And all of the outputs should be identified as far as what path they are. Because if there's no words written on here, the user of this network diagram won't know why they would go one way versus another. And I also have to make sure that every activity has at least 1 output from it and 1 input. The terminal points should only have 1 output or input, depending on if they're the start or finish. So when I double click on any of these shapes, I can add text. So this is an activity box. So say maybe I want to say open Visio. And typically your action point should be a verb and a noun. And then a decision point would be a question. Very simply put question. So works. Maybe not the best word. But it should be a question of some sort. I'll leave it like that. Every process should also have a title. And if I go under design, I can actually automatically create a border and title. So if I click this button, I can choose one from here. I like that one. So I will update this title and I will call it Now, when you add the title in, you can't double click on it and edit it. You have to go down to the bottom of your screen and you'll see that page 1 is where you're currently at with your map. And they actually put the title or design in a background slide. And this will be present on any page in this drawing. So now I can edit this title and say process map for using Visio. And my date's okay, and I don't mind having page number on there. I could delete that if I wanted to. And now that should be updated here. So if I wanted to add a second page, I right-click on the page number, and I can say duplicate. And you can see that now it's duplicated my drawing, and maybe I don't want this one in here. I'm just going to delete that out. And maybe I want to use a cross-functional diagram where I have different roles, I add swim lanes, and then map within here. And you'll see that my title page stays there. Now it might be handy to just, if you want to have different titles, you may just want to add text for your title right here. Totally up to you. I think that is all for now. Oh, I guess one more thing. If I want different shapes, I find them on this More Shape button. And this is where I can open up all kinds of things. So under Business Process, I see value stream maps, which I will use in Lean. Under Maps and Floor Plans, I can draw a building design that I might use for facility design for Tony next year. And if you explore in here, you'll find all kinds of different options, opportunities, and icons and stuff that you might want to use.